Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Matt.
And this is the Beer Matt's Halloween special.
Beer Matt. Beer Matt. Beer Matt. Beer Matt. Beer Matt. Spooky. On today's episode, we will be trying Wychwood's Pumpking Ale. And as you can see, I've spared no expense on my costume, gone for a Ghostbuster, and Matt has spared no expense on his.
I'm not wearing a costume. I can't keep this on for the whole episode. I can't commit to the joke. It's too hot. I've got to take it off.
Amateur hour.
Amateur hour.
As we said on previous episode, we were going to do a Halloween special, and we decided to go with Wychwood. It's famous for doing the sort of fantasy beers inspired by the Wychwood forest that borders the brewery itself in Witney in Oxfordshire. So we've gone with their Halloween special, which is Pumpking.
We were going to do Hobgoblin, but this felt a bit more Halloween-y,
Yeah,
really.
when you see the bottle as well, they released it solely for Halloween.
And everybody knows Hobgoblin, so it's a bit predictable.
It's something we could do really any time in the year.
Yeah,
Whereas
really.
this, if you're doing a Halloween special, let's do the Halloween beer. There was no vampires, no ghost beers, so we thought we'd go with Pumpkin.
Definitely, and as much as we love this lighting, we're going to hit some lights on.
Oh my god. I've not moved for 35 minutes. You said you were going to the shops.
I had to buy light bulbs.
As you can see, I'm committing to the costume. I am Peter Venkman.
I just don't. I'm not very good at costumes.
I had to bring the damn sheet.
Like, a problem I had with this year's Halloween parties is I've had to Google Halloween costumes for men with beards.
You should have just gone to Samuel Tyler. Even my dad thinks you're Samuel Tyler.
It's just too predictable. Well, this is a bit where we usually go over some facts, but we've sort of pretty much covered all that in the intro. There's not really much else to go over.
The Wychwood website is actually really good. Like, it's very interactive and stuff, but it's not great for when you're researching about them for, like, stuff to do with this specific drink.
I'm with you.
We covered pretty much everything in the intro part, apart from they started as a brewery in 1983 and took on the name of Wychwood in 1990.
Cool.
Based on the fact they border Wychwood
And
Forest.
this beer is a 3.8%, so this is more of a session beer. This is the lowest ABV we've tried yet, actually, on the channel, except for the lager taste test, which didn't go down well.
Did not
do well. I kind of feel a bit like a basic bitch drinking this beer. Like, I feel like I need to crack out my Ugg boots or my jeggings.
Yeah, I feel like we should be in Starbucks. There are other notable coffee chains, and drinking
pumpkin spice
latte.
Yeah.
But because we're men, we drink beer pumpkins.
Why do they call it pumpkin spiced? Because pumpkin isn't a spice.
I honestly have no idea. I've never thought about it. They probably had other stuff, like cinnamon and stuff.
Let's not really go into it. I'm not that bothered.
I think before we get into trying the beer, I think we definitely should give a moment to appreciate the bottle itself. As I said, Wychwood are famous for doing sort of fantasy branded drinks, and they've always got really cool logos. Something very British about them. It's that sort of, what's his name, Terry Pratchett, yeah, the Hogfather and all stuff like that. And
it's really eye catching.
I did see this in the shop today, and I thought that is the one we've got to try, because I was going in for just a generic Hobgoblin, but when I saw this, I thought, no, we've got to give this a whirl.
Like, they've even got the witches sort of in the glass.
It's perfectly built for Halloween.
Yeah.
The brewery itself.
Evil pumpkin beer. They've done a great job on the bottle.
I'm gonna say,
really impressed with the bottle. Yeah, this is by far my favourite bottle. And the favourite logo, actually. I think that's really cool.
I think it's quite a cool logo. I know guys who probably would have that as a tattoo. There are people who love the Tim Burton, etc., would have that as,
Tim Burton, that's who that reminds me of, yeah.
He looks nothing like Tim Burton.
No, but it seems like something he would do a film on.
Where's Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp?
Oh, he's had tanning instructions from Donald Trump.
Yeah. Don't kill us, Donald. I've got no feasible thought what this is going to taste like.
It's just feeling my hand.
I thought it was there. I was like, where the hell is it?
Do you need help? I've got no idea what this is going to taste like. I want to move this off the table because it's rattling, and I'm scared that it's just going to get picked up on everything.
Make sure you move it safely. I don't want to be like an episode of Casualty where it goes horribly wrong for us.
Yeah, sorry if that's been picked up on a few bits so far. I've got rid of that now.
To be honest, I don't drink a lot of ales, if you see where I'm coming from.
Neither do I.
So I've tried Hobgoblin before, and I like it. It's not my cup of tea.
Yep.
Very British phrase. I enjoy it, but it's not something I would regularly go back to. So I have never tried anything like this before. I've never tried a beer that claims to have pumpkin mace infused in it.
That's going to be interesting.
So it's going to be different. Let's see if we can taste that.
And it's the first ale for the channel, really, because we've done really lagers and carbonated drinks. So this is a new one for the channel. On the top of my head, I have no reference for what pumpkin tastes like. I've eaten pumpkin seeds, but I can't remember what.
Yeah, I can't recollect the exact flavour of it.
Yeah,
but I think if we just go down the ale path and anything that diverts off that, we'll just blame on the pumpkin.
Yeah, I mean, let's get a pour on.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what you would class as a good pour for this. You know what I mean? Like, should it have a glorious head on it, or...
It needs to have some sort of head to sort of keep it alive. There you go.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
But my glass is a lot livelier.
What is the score? Is it 3-all?
This is going to sound very silly, but it's got sort of that browny sort of amber at the bottom as well. Autumnal is the word I'm going for.
There's some orange in there. It looks how I would want it to look, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Like, this looks like a pumpkin beer.
Yeah, if it's going to have anything, it's definitely got a pumpkin-infused nature to it.
Smells fantastic.
It does smell really nice.
I mean, Wychwood, so far, you're really scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, I'm really impressed.
I guess now, the next best bit, this is English beer, so
Cheers.
down with the Prost, up with...
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, old boy.
Old bean. I like that.
Yeah. It's very light. Straight away you can notice the lower alcohol content compared to everything else we've had.
You don't get the pumpkin straight away, you get it after.
No, I know what you mean. At the top of my mouth, it's kind of leaving sort of a residue. Not a bad thing, but it's kind of settled up there. So I've kind of, whenever I take another breath in, infusing the
I'm exactly
flavour
with you.
again.
I'm exactly with
Which
you.
it's a nice flavour. I'll be honest, I'm not a massive ale drinker.
I
don't particularly like pumpkin flavour stuff. First sip, I like it.
There's a bit of fizz in there, right?
Definitely. I mean, I think my glass is slightly livelier, but it's purely very minimally, whereas you've got the good head on it, so you win this time.
This is obviously a lot lower down the scale of alcohol content.
Yeah.
This is like 3.8%.
I can't see us really getting anything lower, realistically a lower alcohol content for the beers we're going to probably try on the channel. This is definitely going to be on the lower spectrum.
Well, this is a session beer, so anything between 3 and 4%, right? That is a session beer. Session being, you can have a session on it.
If this wasn't sold as a Halloween beer, I could probably drink this in the summer. It's that light, sort of refreshing nature to it.
So if they maybe relabeled it with like a sun and a meadow.
Yeah, like if it was like Sun Kiss
Yeah.
by Wychwood, Happy Scarecrow. They're not from East Anglia, so I don't know why I went with that voice, but seems natural. Hobgoblin. Go on.
So I kind of disagree. I think with the colour of the beer, it's just that is like a perfectly autumn coloured beer. They've done an excellent job in that you can sort of, there's like a...
They've done an excellent job.
They have done an excellent job. There's like an orangey glow at the bottom. It's sort of, there's like a gradient as it goes up and it gets darker.
Yeah, definitely a gradient. But the lower you go down, so like with mine being having fraction more, it's sort of all fusing because the low down, it's getting lighter. A lot of ale type drinks do that though. As I always reference Guinness, it's black at the top, but then it's ruby at the bottom.
I'm not an ale guy, but this is really winning me over. I'm really enjoying this.
It's definitely your sort of ale.
There's a sweetness to it as well.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm assuming that's a pumpkin nature.
In every one of these reviews, we like to discuss the idea of would you buy this beer and would you recommend this beer? Okay. What would you say?
Recommend it, yes. However, I wouldn't recommend it to everyone.
Right.
I know people who don't drink ales. I would say if you like an ale and, you know, you're looking for something quite refreshing and to drink a lot of, say if you wanted to stick to one drink one night, yes, definitely. Would I buy it for myself again, though? No. But would I turn down a bottle or would I be, oh, they've only got that bothers me? No. I think I'd happily would drink it again, but I wouldn't buy it again.
Wouldn't be your first choice.
Yeah, you know, upcoming parties we're going to, you said, oh, I'm going to buy some of these, I really like this, something different. It's not sold me on anything that particularly stands out. I don't dislike it. I think it's a real great idea what they're doing. It's clever, you know, for the brewery to do something a bit standout. I mean, they had hundreds of these bottles in the shop today.
Okay.
They were definitely pushing, it was a big, you know, let's get this out for Halloween. It's becoming such a big thing in the UK now.
It is growing every year.
Would recommend it. I enjoy it, but I wouldn't necessarily buy it again.
Okay.
Yourself?
I mean, yeah, definitely. I would buy this beer again. I'm going to buy this beer again. That's a fact. I found a dark beer that I do really enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm not a typical ale drinker. I have made more of a push recently into ales. I was always a lager drinker, but over the last year, I've definitely found a lot more ales that I do like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
This is probably actually going towards the top of my list for ales. I think this is one of the best ales that I've tried.
I prefer this to normal Hobgoblin.
I've not tried normal Hobgoblin.
We'll definitely do it. I think it's a beer worth trying. It's not bad, but I prefer this.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really like this. I was quite surprised because, again, dark beers, not usually my thing. This is really tasty. I would recommend that you all try it. I'd recommend that you all buy it. I'm going to buy it again. So yeah, this gets a really good thumbs up from me.
Right. Now it's time for us to discuss our scores. So Matt, take the lead on this one. What would you score this out of 10?
And I just want to mention as well, we said in the last episode, but just in case you missed it, we're not going to do combined scores anymore. I'm going to give my score, Matt's going to give his score.
Yes.
and we're just going to stick with our scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I am going to give this an 8.5.
Really?
I really enjoyed this beer. Yeah, it gets a solid 8.5 from me out of 10.
Okay.
What are you going to give it?
6.
6? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, 6 for the fact, the novelty of the whole Halloween nature of it. I think the bottle and all that's probably given it the extra half a point.
Yeah.
I think purely drinking this alone, I would probably give it a 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably say I preferred the Dunkel, but definitely preferred this to the Rausch beer. If we're going to do comparisons in regards to
I prefer a lot of things to the Rausch beer.
Yeah. I did like it, I just didn't love it.
That's fair. That's completely fair. So an 8.5 and a 6.
I think this is a real good reason why we've done the separation of scores.
Because it's so different.
It'd be unfair on them to lose your appreciation in the scores by bringing it down because of how I felt about it.
Because we'd have to go to something like a 7, and that's just not the way I feel about it.
No, definitely. I am Jack the Pumpkin King. You know what I mean?
Well, today we hit 60 subscribers, which for a lot of people is nothing, you know?
Yeah, we're really low down, but we appreciate it.
For me, that's fantastic. So it's growing, and it seems that, like, this week in particular, we've gained a bit of traction. There's been at least one new subscriber every day, so I'm really happy with how it's going.
Much,
you know, it's a small milestone, but it's a great milestone. So for everybody that's hit that subscribe button, it really does mean a lot to us.
Definitely.
So thank you for doing that. Everybody who watches, even if you don't subscribe, that's still awesome. Think about subscribing. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's nothing really left to say other than thanks
I've noticed
again.
the drinks have gone down because, again,
The camera
went off, but it's fine.
I'm really bad at noticing when it stops recording.
Yeah, well, we live and learn. I think we're just going to end it on saying thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode.
Cheers,
Please
Holbein.
like, share, and subscribe. Yep, cheers with my dregs. Thank you. Cheers.
Bye-bye. Stop it.